out of the good treasure, or you can put in your Bible, deposit of the heart, brings forth good things. And an evil man out of the evil treasure or deposit bringeth forth what kind of things? Evil things. So you can't have good things deposited inside and speak evil. But neither can you have evil things inside and speak good. Okay? Now, let's go on down to the next verse, verse 36. But I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. Now, this judgment, don't look at it as the end of the age and we all stand before the judgment seat of Christ and get rewarded for the things that we've done in this earth and so forth. That is a type of judgment. But again, I think this particular judgment also includes the things that you say on a daily basis, that you are reaping the judgment of what you say. Okay? All right. Now, let's go on down, because this is the clincher. Verse 37, for by thy words thou shalt be what? Justified. And by thy words thou shalt be what? Condemned. Now, it says thou, but it means your. By your words, you're going to be justified. And by your words, you're going to be condemned. Now, the word justified there means be made free or to be acquitted. Somebody has a trial and they're acquitted. They're made free. But by thy words, thou shalt be condemned. Condemned means to be put in bondage or to be sentenced. So by thy words, your words, this is what's going to happen to your life. Now, this is Jesus now, because what has happened is the enemy, because of man's misunderstanding, has used some of the laws that God put in the earth and had mankind to use those laws against himself. Now, I'll show you what I mean here in just a minute. Let's look at Matthew chapter 13, and let's go further into verse 10 and 11, verses 10 and 11. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? Now, Jesus was teaching in parables, giving a natural illustration of something in the spirit. And verse 11, and he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it's not given. All right? Now, it's given to you to know. Who was Jesus talking to? He was talking to his people. He was talking to those who followed him, the disciples, those who he's teaching. To know the mysteries. What are mysteries? Right, hidden truths, or things that are not comprehended naturally. In other words, it's something that's beyond natural comprehension. Or you can put hidden truths. But what has the devil done? It's the enemy, and I'm not trying to mention him too much now, but he has covered up these truths. So people have not made a relationship between what they say and what's in their lives. See? In fact, in the beginning, you and I were never designed to say anything we didn't want. Yes, sir. Because it would be produced. We were made in the image of who? God. Now, God speaks what he wants. If God came in here today and say, well, today is Tuesday, what will happen to Sunday? It'll change to Tuesday. Because God said it. When God releases things and he says things, he's saying things because he released them, because as he speaks these things, they come to pass. So we were designed like God. We were never designed to speak things that we didn't expect to come to pass. But through the fall and the curse, the enemy separated those two. Whereas a person speaks stuff and they don't expect it to come to pass, and they have not made the connection between what they say and what they have in their lives. Now, we're calling this the law of confession. Say law of confession. Law of confession. All right, I had to go back up here first, and I went to find out what is a law. Because we know that there's laws, there's commandments, there's ordinances of God, so forth and so on. And we know there's ceremonial laws and religious laws, and then there's civil laws and criminal laws. We know these are laws. But let me talk about the law from a physical standpoint. A law is a principle. Now, a principle is a foundation of something, of the ground supporting system of something. A principle based on predictable circumstances of an act. A principle based on predictable circumstances of an act. It's a law is something that works the same way every time. It is something that is predictable. The law of gravity. Isaac Newton, or whoever it was that came up with the formula for being able to calculate how long it would take if you dropped a pebble weighing 1 pound out of a 15-story building, how long would it take it to hit the ground and what speed is going to hit at? I mean, they can calculate that. It'll work the same every time. That's a law. Principles. Predictable outcome. Got it? So, when I was in the military, I went into pilot training, and we went there